Mm.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the 60th Quest podcast tonight. We are live and we're ready to get into some of these topics, man. We got so much to talk about. So I want to kick it off with our special guest. We didn't really officially have a special guest this week. And this week, I was all and he said, on last week, Monkey Punch. What is up, dude?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing? Get ready to get in these topics, man. Talk about some of these games, man.
Definitely. And I'm going to get right into the panel. We're going to start off with...
Yo, Optimus, you're botting again.
Yeah, you're botting, bro.
Botting real bad.
You're botting. Yeah.
Jeez, oh,
It went perfect when he said that.
Somebody take it.
Yo, Baines, you want to take it?
All
right, I guess I will.
What happened now?
Huh? You're hosting, Baines.
Yeah, Optimus.
Go.
What happened?
Go.
You're hosting.
You're the host, Baines.
Well, on the panel, I'm going to introduce myself first because I didn't know what was going on. M Baines 99, glad to be here another week. I'm ready to get into these topics and go down, keep going down the line remix.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Glad to be back for another week of these games, and can't wait to get on into things here.
I already had the introduction of our guest, so we're going to get right into what we've been playing. Remix, what you been playing this week, man?
Yeah, man, I've been playing a variety of games, some of the usual Siege and PUBG, but then I also picked up Game Pass, so I've been playing a lot of the NBA Playgrounds, dude. That game is a lot of fun, just kind of an arcadey basketball game, 2v2, but I've been having some fun with that, as well as tried out a little bit of Sea of Thieves over the weekend, and I actually booted up some Assassin's Creed Origins since I hadn't started that yet, and man, dude, that game looks epic, but I might hold off on that game till after I play Far Cry, because I don't know if I want to get into that before that, but yeah, man, so that's the games I've been playing this week.
Monkey Punch, what you been playing, man?
Today I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, PUBG, just a lot of variety of games, man. Just a lot of indie titles, you know. I played this little game called Little Triangle. I played Deep Rock Galactic.
Okay. You like Deep Rock?
Yeah, I like it, man. You got to get some people together to play it. It's nice.
Yeah, man, we'll have to play, because I mean, I have it. Optimus has it. We haven't gotten together to play it yet, because we tried one night, but it was like the first night of its release, and we had issues with the game. So. Oh
yeah, I had issues with it too, but it's a pretty decent game. Everybody's got their own specialized role of what they do in a game. You know, one's a scout. You know, one's a driller, and there's one that helps you like build platforms for you to get up to higher places, to higher ground. It's a pretty cool game. I like it.
Nice. I think Baines is cutting out too.
Yeah, I think he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there we go.
Yo, we're sorry about the technical issues, everybody. But
yeah, it's just my internet right now. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been playing, Optimus? Yeah, we can hear you, Baines.
Just been playing mostly ever ran. You know, I played a little bit of the Division. When I played that, just played a little bit of UFC 3, nice. Some Sea of Thieves here and there. Just playing and just random stuff, waiting for Far Cry 5.
Yeah. I've been a little like you and I know we were talking. Been a little bored with the games this week. Just playing just a variety of games because I don't know. I feel like I have some old games to play, but at the same time, I just kind of want something new. And I feel like the games have been in a bit of a lull for the last like month or so. So, anyways, I guess since Baines was having issues, I'll just take over. But so second topic of the night is Sea of Thieves thoughts and impressions. So Monkey, have you played the game yet?
I have not played. I do not have Game Pass, so I've not been the pleasure to play it yet. So
Wow. Got to get you some of that Game Pass, man, because
yeah,
try out a variety of that stuff.
yeah. I tried the beta before I played it, so it just.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the beta? Because honestly, the game adds almost nothing new. So.
It's a good game, man. It just all depends. You just gotta have friends. I just couldn't go solo playing that because I think I would just get too bored and just you get off the game very quickly. Because when you have friends, everybody's got the job what they got to do and getting treasure and looking for the maps. That's what makes it very entertaining when you got everybody coordinating together, trying to get trying to do what we got to do in the game. So it's a good game. It's probably a great game. I just gotta get some people to play with when I do get it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm personally not a fan of Sea of Thieves at all, really. I picked it up, and I mean, we didn't play for that long. Maybe I should give the game more of a chance. But we, got a few treasure chests, and we went to the raid island, and so we did some stuff. But honestly, the game got real boring, real repetitive, real fast. I mean, there's not really much progression system in the game for what I can tell, which I didn't necessarily really expect, but it's still disappointing. And something that really should have been able to amp up on is the customization in the game. There's almost no customization, and it's not hard to change some sails for your ship and add things like that. So that was also disappointing. There's only three guns and the sword in the game. I don't know. I feel like they could have had a little bit more variety. And honestly, I had no anticipation for this game because the beta is just so long, and the game is the beta. There's no difference from what I can
it's
tell.
no difference at all. So basically, it's the same as the beta was, right?
Yeah, which is
that's really disappointing, actually. For the game that's that big and you can't get at least progressive system, like a level up, like you said, the level up system would be awesome. Every game has customizations. That thing shouldn't be that hard to put into a game. Most of the games have customization. So,
and even getting together with friends and stuff, I don't think the game will be that enjoyable because again, it is repetitive and I don't know. I feel like there's other games that just have you still need to have some kind of fun gameplay element to make it fun with your friends. Like Ghost Recon Wildlands, when I played that, I wasn't a huge fan of necessarily the game. There wasn't much story, but the gameplay was fun enough, and there was enough things to do to create really funny moments with your friends. And I don't really see that happening within Sea of Thieves as well.
Yeah, it's just like PUBG. You get those great moments when you're playing with your friends and weird things happen, and I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna jump in here and talk about this. Hopefully, I'm not botting too bad. Okay, I'm fine now. We'll see how it lasts. Sea of Thieves it's good for somebody who likes multiplayer and it's not my kind of game. I already figured that out right off the bat. As soon as I started playing, I was like, this is not my kind of game. This is not my cup of tea. This is not something I would want to play for hours on end. And we had, several times where we had a crew where it was a pretty good, it wasn't something that I wanted to dive into, It's just not, I gotta play this, right now. I have to play it 24/7. I can't sleep, thinking about this game or I can't wait to get home from work and play this game. It's just, it's not that kind of game for me. I can see the appeal in it. I mean, it's definitely a unique game. It's definitely different from anything Xbox has put out there. Rare has really, I think they've kind of stepped into their own, put in something that put out that's just a completely different type of experience. And of course, I think they're going to add more content, and there's going to be updates, and there's going to be things that they're going to be adding, probably for free. There's just no a game that doesn't have a story. I can't play it. I have to have some kind of narrative. Something's going on. I can't open and free and you do whatever you want. I mean, you could. It's fine if there's still a story. Like if it's like like that kind of game where it's open and you can do whatever you want within the guidelines of the game, but there's also story there, and have that right now, and that's kind of a huge problem, and it's basically the same thing as when I was playing the beta. It was just it was fun.
Didn't change anything.
Yeah. Well, like what I said, like you said, hopefully they add stuff later on. Well, honestly, this game should have, now seeing its release, this game should have released last spring when people had a lot more hype for this game last spring. And I mean, it's effectively been in alpha beta this whole time. So why not have just released it into a game preview back then? Because I mean, it's essentially still a game preview game. Because it's gonna hopefully get similar updates such as like a Minecraft progression. But I don't know, man.
And hearing people talk about this game and saying it's trash, it's really not trash. It's just not for everyone, and it's definitely not a game. It's not for everybody.
But I don't even know. I don't even know who I'd recommend this game to. Like, there's nobody I know that I would recommend this game to. Like, I would tell them to pass it out for sure. Not even like an audience. I can that I could place a like a pin on and say like, this is an audience.
I could definitely recommend some people. I think there's some people out there that I could recommend to it. But I mean, they're already, so it's like I can't really recommend it if they're already playing it. So
yeah, I got most of my friends are playing it. They must really like it if they're just on there playing it and got friends together and having a good old time playing that game. I don't know, I think they could have done more. I think they could have done more with that game. Pirates, we done pirate games for a lot of pirate games. It's like,
well, it's not even like, I feel like the concept is fine, like the art is fine. Like, I feel like they have a good concept. Like, there's just not enough world there. There's not enough life in the universe. But,
well, yeah, it's an empty space. You're on the open sea, just empty.
But even on the minimal, like even on any of the islands, like there's like no life really. I feel.
Yeah. Like,
no, there isn't. Yeah.
More enemies besides skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's got to be somebody throwing something from the Pirates of the Caribbean or something. J.B. Jones or something.
Yeah. Yo, Baines, is your mic working? You have any thoughts on Sea of Thieves? Take that as a no.
Yeah, I take
that. Moving on. Xbox's exclusive Below is finally coming. Did they have I didn't see the actual date. Do you have an actual date?
They didn't have an actual date, but they said that it's coming in 2018. So I'm guessing probably like later on, maybe in the fall sometime. When there's probably nothing really, except for maybe indies.
I haven't paid much attention to this game. It looked like it was some kind of maybe dungeon crawler. I couldn't tell if it was a roguelike or not, but you might know more about that. But I don't know. This game doesn't really like catch my eye at all, so I'm not gonna pay in.
Yeah,
I don't have really any interest in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Dungeon crawler.
I thought that game was gonna be out by now because it's been in development for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Below was just so hyped for a while, and then like it kind of fell off the face of the earth, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, it's coming out. It's just like, okay, all right.
They had Inside, and that game was a pretty good game from what I've heard. I don't know if they're the people that made that game were the same company or the same studio, but they showed it out at E3, I think, one time when they're indies, and ever since then nobody's heard nothing about it. It's like it just dropped.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with indies. Like everybody thinks that I hate indies. It's not true. I don't hate indies. I just I haven't found an indie that really head over heels about or whatever. Just there hasn't been one. I mean, Inside was it was really close to what I like in the indie game, and if Below can do something like that, kind of pull me in, then yeah, I'm down for it. But like you said, it's a dungeon crawler. I'm not too sure. It looks like it might be in the realm of a difficulty, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Like
it's like the game.
I can't
Limbo.
get into that.
It's like the game Limbo.
Yeah, well, I actually like Limbo. Limbo and Inside were more similar. I played Limbo. I haven't played Inside yet. I actually do want to play that at some point, but that was an enjoyable game.
That game was a pretty good game. Nice, detail to the characters.
Yeah, atmosphere, kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was a hard game. It's a hard game.
Anyways, moving on though, Ubisoft just is opening a couple new studios. One of them is going to be in Mumbai, India, and the other one is going to be in Odessa, Ukraine. And so the Mumbai studio is going to work on. They're going to team up with Pune, which is another studio they have in India, and
Can
they're
you hear
going
me?
to work on. Yeah, we can hear you, Baines.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We're going to work on creating new AAA titles, and Pune so far has just worked on like the Stick of Truth port to the Switch, and is working on the Far Cry 3 remaster that's going to come out with Far Cry 5. And then for Odessa studio, they're going to work. They're going to join the Ghost Recon kind of team, and right now they're a team of 10. That'll be a team of 60, hopefully in the next couple of years. So. I mean, obviously, new AAA prospect and more support for Ghost Recon, which is exciting. What are you guys' thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, yeah, we already talked about.
Oh, that sucks for me.
Here's the thing. Well, it's not. You didn't play it yet, but you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
You didn't miss. But here's the thing with the Ubisoft, man. They come off of this Vivendi takeover, and they're like, "This is a good time to announce that we got some new studios opening." But they're going to be tackling some of the new AAA games that we're coming out with. So, I mean, that's perfect, man. I'm glad to see that Ubisoft is not going to go anywhere. I'm glad to see that they're going to here to stay. With the gaming community and stuff like that. It's awesome to see that they're putting studios in these other countries that you don't really hear too much about. Companies going to like Mumbai or Odessa, Ukraine, or things like that. You don't hear about that. So I mean, them kind of branching out, and putting their studios in other countries is a great thing, man.
They're a very national company.
They are diverse. They are a diverse company, man. They have a lot of studios out there, man. It's just popping games out all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we've said it a few times on the show, but Ubisoft, they've just really been killing it, and I'm personally excited for see hopefully some more Ghost Recon support comes out of this, because though I don't own the game at the moment, I definitely see a lot of potential with that as a franchise, and hope to see more from it. So,
well, I mean, they added that Predator.
Yeah, that's true.
Mode, and that's been, And I mean, they're just, they're potentially putting in a battle royale type of, mode in there, and it's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
gonna be
it's
like,
already had some support, like, because of, they already put in multiplayer, 4v4 multiplayer as well. So they've definitely done
yeah,
stuff. So
Are you talking about
So-
Ghost Recon?
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
So what do you
Right
guys think of the Far Cry 3 remake? What do you think of that one?
I was
I think
wondering
that's
who
kinda
asked
cool.
for that. And I mean, who asked
I don't
for
think
that?
anybody
Yeah,
asked for it. I
yeah,
think
who asked for
they
that?
just
That's what I
decided to
mean.
give it to us.
yeah. I
'Cause
mean,
they're
if
like-
it's just their best-selling game, they might as well bring it to this port or to this generation, and it's just it's coming out for free. It's like Fallout 4 came out with a remaster of Fallout 3.
Yeah, I think if you get the gold edition of Far Cry 5, you get the classic edition of Far Cry 3 too. So if you can get both. So.
Oh, okay. You know,
Nice.
they see that Ubisoft did a remake for I think Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah. But I didn't look too much into it. But real quick before we do move on, Baines, have you actually played Sea of Thieves? Do you have any thoughts on it? I want to hear those.
I played it in the alpha, and I just, I watched a lot of it on Twitch afterwards, and from what I could see, nothing had really changed. They added some sharks. They added some underwater things.
Oh, it's so hard to add a shark.
Well, they also added porn too. So that's
so,
They got
and I'm
Pornhub.
guessing since then they've added a Kraken. I've seen the Kraken once. But I mean, it's just not, the gameplay loop is not full enough, and then there's no vertical progression. There's only horizontal progression.
I would expect more from Rare, dude. I would expect more from Rare. I know.
Yeah, and that's
pretty much...
even people out there that's saying, "Oh, y'all just got to look at it this way, that way." I mean, there's plenty of games that give you a big open world, right?
Yeah.
And give you kind of a story, but just say basically go explore and make your own. Zelda being one of them.
Yeah.
And I can tell you every place that I explored in Zelda, whenever I went far off the beaten path, I was always rewarded. And I was rewarded vertically, meaning that it was something that I could use that made me stronger.
Something you never found, or
right,
new treasure, or a new shrine.
Something that I could craft to help me out a little later. I mean, it was always something to help my progression when I went off the beaten path. With Sea of Thieves, I think that's just what is missing. And they may put, and I don't understand how they thought that people would stay continuously interested when you don't have vertical progression, when you can't get stronger. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah,
it's almost like nothing really matters, and that's not. And somebody try to compare it to PUBG, but they're still two different things. Like.
Yeah. And I mean, you don't actually run into that much PvP. I had pretty much the same sentiments as you, man. Like, there's no progression system. The gameplay loop is super boring, and also, like, one of the things that just blows me away is like there's no customization. That game would be so easy to add a massive amount of customization for your ship and for your character, but it just doesn't.
And this game had like what 4 years in the lab. 4 years?
I mean,
and a long
that's ridiculous.
A year long.
That's just ridiculous.
For your ship, though.
And beta tests. I mean, these betas, and this is all we get. It's basically.
Yeah, to me, that's really. I don't understand how you can make an excuse for that, for this game to be in development 4 years and that's what you got. Like I don't understand that.
Which is funny because why did it take 4 years to make this if it's so barren like it is, and there's really not much to do.
I don't really. I don't know. It feels just a little lackluster, especially like it's a bit of a bummer, just coming from Microsoft as a whole. Their gaming lineup hasn't been that great lately, and this is just another kind of bummer of a game.
Yeah, man, if this another No Man's Sky game, people are even saying that out there in the. But
I mean, they didn't
kid,
lie
huh?
about anything, but
Yeah, they didn't lie about anything.
they didn't fucking put anything
Tell-
in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy give you a $60 title, and it really wasn't a $60 title. I played it. That game was dog shit, man. That
Man,
shit
if
was
they would
fucking
make
boring.
PvP scenarios more frequent, if they would put vertical progression in there, then
And
some of your
customization.
and customization, then some of your repetitive gameplay loop, it would be a little bit more fun
Mhm.
because you never know what you might come across because you have so many other players on your server and you're always running into people. So then it would kind of build that PUBG suspense, like, okay, am I going to see this ship that's going to try to shoot me down and take my loot? I mean, we got to be careful, yada yada yada. But you don't really have that. You don't have that.
Like customization on the ship, like you said, like upgrade your cannons or
Get
have
stronger.
or like bow guns, like harpoon, like harpoon a shark or something. You know, like that'd be pretty cool. But like did it on Assassin's Creed, where you can go down and when you're a pirate in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you can capture a shark or a whale.
Yeah,
I really think it's one of those games
stuff like that in
that
Far Cry games.
they're gonna make better over time. But the problem with that is that you lose your initial audience.
Yeah,
and a lot of those people won't come back. You know.
Well, I said earlier in the show, like, this game, there's a lot more hype for this game. I feel last spring, I personally was more excited for it then. And since
because you hadn't played it.
Yeah, because since it's basically still in beta mode now, I mean, nothing's been added. It's just going to have a kind of Minecraft, progression system, hopefully. Like they should have released the game in game preview last year in last spring, and they probably would have had more improvements quicker, and the game at this point in time actually would be more expanded than it is currently.
That's the thing. They even
a couple other people, Artemis, that we played with. And I think at that point in time, we were like, oh, okay, this could be cool. But I think after a couple of days, when we got away from the game, we were like, I don't know about that Sea of Thieves.
Like some people say they have.
Well, that's the thing.
Back then.
Some people say they have fun playing it by themselves. Well, I don't know how you play that by yourself and have fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like this game for everyone. Like I said before, it's not. It's not gonna.
That's why it's in Game Pass.
And that's why it's in Game Pass. That too, and this is definitely not a $60 game as of yet. I don't believe it is as of yet, but it definitely has. It definitely can have potential.
I definitely can't wait for State of Decay 2, man. This makes me feel.
State of Decay 2 is gonna be pretty good.
Dude, that game actually does look dope. Yeah. So I hope it delivers. But anyways, we've pretty much talked the Sea of Thieves thing to death now. So go ahead and move on. This is actually something I'm pretty excited for. THQ Nordic is gearing up to revive some old Nickelodeon games from Nickelodeon's various TV series.
You want remix? You want a SpongeBob, man? That's what you want back.
That's what was coming to my head. I was like, remix. What you talking about, SpongeBob?
Nah, dude. I'm personally excited. I mean, I have to see what these games actually turn out to be like. How childish are they actually? But I mean, these are all TV shows I grew up with. Danny Phantom, SpongeBob, fucking Invader Zim, Jimmy Neutron. I watched all these shows as a kid. So.
It's the nostalgia that's getting him, man. He's all like, "Oh, dude, I'm so excited!" We're like,
"I want SpongeBob in 4K, man. I want in 4K SpongeBob."
Yeah, dude. I mean, like they could create a pretty fun. Do you know what Danny Phantom is? Who he is? They could create a pretty fun Danny Phantom game, man. But
that's the thing.
That's
like
your childhood. as my anonymous, but
That's true.
Wow.
THQ Nordic, them coming back and reviving these old Nickelodeon games. That's cool. That's fine. Definitely not something up my alley, but I mean, I threw it in there because I was like, hey, it's something that's definitely should be talked about, because I think people should know, like, that's maybe because I know some of our audience might be a little bit younger. They they might be like, oh, I
Yeah.
can go back and play some of these
or these are
Nickelodeon
good
Quest
games
games.
for
podcast
your
love the
kid to get
kids
into
now.
as well.
Quest podcast love the kids. So if y'all love
the kids,
SpongeBob's
Bob.
and all that, we love y'all too.
Hit up, hit up,
You should
hit up.
say Quest Podcast loves the kids, okay?
Yeah, that could be misinterpreted.
They could-
Hey,
they
only
could
if you
come
with
off
everything you
wrong.
say
Hey,
nowadays.
only if you
SpongeBob.
think that way. And I'm thinking that we're all adults here, and so we're not thinking like that. That's what I'm
Yeah, we
thinking.
are adults.
But
We play Monster Hunter. We don't play SpongeBob.
but I mean, I'll play motherfucking SpongeBob, boy. But
Oh,
I also
hear
want to
you.
kind of bring up something like THQ. They went bankrupt a few years ago, and now recently they've been coming out with some more games and buying back some of their old franchises and such, and now they have this Nickelodeon deal. So do you think they're like maybe overworking themselves a little too much? Are they? I don't really know how big THQ
that's the
actually
problem.
is. I don't think they're a very big studio, right?
That's
No,
the
they're not.
problem. That's the problem that I'm seeing. I'm all like, are they going back to their old ways of just like pushing out all these games, and just kind of getting whatever they can out? And it's just like, guys, don't do that again. Don't do it.
It's like the Saints
don't
Row
be
series.
like that again.
It's like
just
the Saints Rows, and
yeah,
constantly
just
Saints Rows.
Yeah, it's like focus on Darksiders 3, because
couple
that's like
games.
going to be one of your big games coming out.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
exactly.
Don't
And that's the
because
problem.
like there's like and obviously like this could
They
be
got-
over any period that they release these games, but there's like 16 different TV shows on this list of games.
But they do have
So-
Darksiders 3 coming out from THQ Nordic.
Yeah, and they have
Right.
another survival game. I don't know if that already dropped or not. I think it did. They just
you
came
talking
out
about
with some
Elix?
kinda-
You talking about the
it was
Elix
like
game?
it was like
Well,
a
Elix
winter.
already dropped. Right?
It wasn't a survival game, but it was like a winter realm, and there's like monsters, like kind of octopus, like squid, like monster things.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Elix, and yeah, that game bombed like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because they've been. That's the thing. I was like, oh man, THQ is back. I was like, yes, awesome. This is great. And then all of a sudden they start, throwing out these things. I'm like, stop! Don't do that. Focus
Yeah.
on the one game, like Darksiders 3. Like focus on that.
Focus
Get
on
that out
game.
there.
Mhm.
See, people try to oversaturate the game world, and they just constantly gotta have content. I mean, games. They gotta have this. Gotta make this. Gotta make that. It's like Ubisoft is the way they made Watch Dogs, and they got Ghost Recon, they got Siege. And then
But at least
should have.
can hate themselves because they're fucking massive.
Ubisoft.
studio
they're big
with
as
a ton
I
of
don't know
branches,
what.
Yeah, that's why I like Ubisoft. They can handle all that work.
Yeah.
They got so many
Right.
studios in different countries. They can span out different, teams. Like, you guys go here, make this game. You guys, we do this, make this game. They always have content to come out with.
Mhm. For sure. So hopefully, THQ, that's the one thing, doesn't go down this path of overworking themselves and coming out with a shittier product. Because
We don't want to cry tech over here. Okay.
Yeah. So moving on though, Fortnite was actually made in just over the course of a couple months. I think
The battle
probably-
royale.
the
Royale was-
battle royale mode. Sorry, yeah. I think
Yeah, 'cause
most
they
of us
basically
probably kind of
stole
knew this because they saw the success of PUBG probably, and
Yep.
this was a second thought because obviously the original game didn't relate to this. But it is interesting that they can they could have pumped such a successful game out so quickly.
Well, they had the blueprint. They in fact they were integral in with who were the head of PUBG. They were important with helping them build PUBG. So they already had the code and everything. They just made it look
if they didn't have that battle royale, that game wouldn't be irrelevant right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean, even if you
Fortnite,
look at the map setup, it's very similar, and you can
Basically the
tell.
same.
And and you can tell because PUBG also has a lot more spread out. Well, first off, Fortnite, you can tell it was made quicker because it's very similar layout. It's much more condensed, much smaller, and where all the loot is, there's not much loot spread out. They're all in these compact towns, so that was an easy way to like gear people into killing each other and putting the loot in one spot, so they don't need to like work out more buildings and stuff to
that's why people like
across the
Fortnite so
whole
much is the
map.
building aspect. They can sit there and build. You don't see that in PUBG. You got to actually kind of harness some skills in PUBG, to get a win.
That's the thing. Like Fortnite is coming out with more content as well. Like,
they are,
and that's why they're kind of killing PUBG right now, and
smothering them.
PUBG really needs to step up their game and get some stuff out there. And I know I've been hearing some stuff like some articles I've been reading like PUBG's going to step up and come out with more content more frequently. That's great, but I'm wondering if it's too late. Too late for that. I'm wondering if it is too late or if it isn't.
I don't think it's too late to some of the more casual market. Like I said before, like I've said this pretty much every time we talk about Fortnite, like there's a lot of non-gamers around my age group that play Fortnite or at least know what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell.
I don't. PUBG's never gonna capture that market.
No, it's got its own market.
I'm telling y'all,
it does need to come out with more content.
PUBG has lost the race versus Fortnite. Fortnite is now almost a household name. Fortnite has replaced your Madden and stuff like that on college campuses.
Yes.
These kids are playing Fortnite, So I think they've smothered PUBG already. It's just the question is how much worse can it get?
Right.
I think that's the question.
And you see a lot of
YouTubers
and streamers actually, like at least the ones I watch, that they used to stream a lot of PUBG and they've been streaming a lot more Fortnite, gradually as well.
Yeah, and they just had a big blow up with this dude who I didn't even know him before this. Anyway, he was playing with Drake. I mean, that just blew him up even more. So I mean, Fortnite is gone. PUBG just need to focus on making PUBG a good game. They're not. I think Fortnite is gone.
Yeah. Well, PUBG needs to worry about themselves. They don't worry about Fortnite, man. They got their own formula. So,
I mean, I am personally, more of a fan of the PUBG franchise, and
me too.
I mean, we do have stuff to look forward to. It'd be nice. I think what PUBG needs to do, they need to tack some dates on when shit's coming down the line because. I mean, we have 2 maps out there. One that's coming to PC. One that the desert map that's already there as well. So like I think we need to know when those maps are coming down the line, as well as they did just announce that they're doing this. They're going to be adding some event modes. Like Fortnite has all these event modes. The first mode PUBG is going to have is just like a 8-person squad mode with like double the loot. Which they said is like, we know it's a little lackluster, but it's just to get the ball rolling, is what Bluehole said.
Yeah, they do need something like that, man, because Fortnite just pops out. Always special events all the time you play that game. There's always something. They got that Blitz mode now that they just put out. I played that earlier. And,
I haven't tried that yet. Is it fun?
Yeah, I played it. I played it in the morning with Roby. You know Roby One Kenobi from Mixer?
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, we played in a couple matches with him and a couple other guys, and it's, they drops you right in the zone. The zone's already there. Everybody's like compiled in one area right away. So,
oh really?
And yeah, it gets intense, because and I actually played with PC players today because we're playing crossplay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I didn't ever, play with crossplay, but. It's a fun game, and that's what I like about Fortnite a little bit is like when you get those different challenges and different events, especially you play with friends, it's fun, but PUBG is more tense for me, I get more tense when I'm playing PUBG, that's the realism,
I have more fun when I play PUBG too, just because like I feel, the random shit that happens from like vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, but, you get blown up or crates or, finding a crate or Or dying the stupidest way ever. It just makes you laugh. Like, oh my god, how did I die like that? You know, like
Yeah. But anyways, moving on, the Atari box that was rumored before is now officially named the Atari VCS, and it is going to be coming out this year. So it's going to have a Linux-based system and play retro games, as well as it's supposed to have new independent games from developers. We don't have a price yet, but what are your guys' thoughts on this system?
This is trash. This is completely trash. Let me step in and tell you what this means, because I don't know what Atari's doing to bringing this shit out, this crap, because and they got a price tag of $300. I'd rather buy a Switch.
It is 300.
Yeah, it's $250 to $300. They didn't even show anything at CDC. They didn't show nothing but a prototype picture of Atari VCS. They didn't show any games. Atari does have a lot of nostalgic games, that you played before. But what games out there?
Who wants to play those games now? That's the
thing.
Like for $300, I could get another PS4 Pro or another PS4, just a slim.
Yeah. I go buy a RetroPie, the RetroPies, and freaking emulate it and have that little thing right there, boom, and play every damn game I want. Like,
this thing is more than like $60 tops. Like, it's like they're like, we hope to change the living room entertainment space again, as we did before. Right. It's like this shit.
You better come with more.
It doesn't even come close to the fucking PlayStation 2, dude. Like,
that's the thing. Like this thing seems like the Ouya. Yep. You guys remember the Ouya, right? Yeah. Like that thing was doomed to fail as soon as it came out, as soon as it hit the shelves. Like it didn't even hit shelves. I don't even think you could order it online. And that was it.
You see the controller they had
this is kind of like the same thing. It's just not gonna sell. I mean, especially at $300, man.
Yeah, where's the marketing plan? Where's the big reveal?
Dude, and the worst part is they copy the Xbox 360 controller, man. It looks just like a 360 controller they got on the system. It's
just all black, right?
It's just all black. Finish. They got the little joystick that you had. Oh, we'll give you the joystick and the controller and the system for $300. Like, dude.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but the system doesn't even utilize cartridges. It's all downloadable stuff, right?
It's just like you said, it's base. So it's basically just.
I mean, it's basically just like a streaming device for apps with like some fucking retro games on it. That is $300.
They could have done the app box.
It's an Android.
They could have done that. They could have done Steam box kind of. Steam box. We don't need a Steam box that didn't do anything for nobody.
Yeah.
Well, Atari box equals trash box. So.
Yep. All they did is take the Atari name and they're trying to take money off.
Yeah, trying to like get some old nostalgic people.
Yeah.
Some people that don't play games anymore. Like, oh.
And honestly, there will be those people who will go out and buy it. Yeah, there will be those. But it's not gonna be what they think. It's not gonna be like this huge gaming system that brings all these games together. It's not going to be like that. It's just you're not going to get your Far Cry's on that game. You're not going to get Assassin's Creed.
You might as well just go.
You're going to get Android. You're going to get Android games mostly. And it's going to be indie stuff.
You might as well buy those flashback Atari systems they got at the fucking store that you see at Dollar General or something. Yeah. That's the only thing I would do. I wouldn't buy that.
Or you can just buy like an Atari collection on the PS3 or something like that.
The only outside support for this thing is indie developers, and indie devs aren't gonna fucking put a game on this console because it's not where the people are. They're gonna release it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation. So Switch. So.
This will make me laugh to see this happen. It's going to make me laugh when they actually bring it. Because who knows, even if it's coming out, they're trying to do a Kickstarter on this.
Dude, Monkey's going to buy this system. He's going to buy it, dude. He's
a secret fanboy, I can tell.
He's going to be like, hey, guys, did you guys get your VCS yet? And be like, no, bro, what are you doing over there?
Never. I would never buy it.
I wonder what kind of research they did to actually think that this would be successful. I wonder what their numbers.
Because of the name.
What
they think the Atari name. They think the Atari.
Well, you got to think like if they think it's big enough to bring to market, they have a box and everything. Of course, they've done some research. Of course, they've targeted a demographic in which they think will buy this thing. And so I'm kind of interested in knowing like.
Yeah,
you know what demographic are they looking at that's actually going to buy this thing for $300?
67-year-old that actually played it back in the 70s. Basically, that's what they're targeting.
But then I don't think that would be enough to warrant building the system. Like I don't think that demographic would be profitable enough to. And that
I don't think so either, man. That's what's like. That's what's confusing about this.
Daz just said in the chat. Daz just said in the chat that Monkey, you need to buy a mic first before you buy this piece of crap VCA.
I knew you would say something like that.
Anyways, though, boys, moving on. We got a little rumor that Assassin's Creed 2019 may be set in Greece. So,
Greece?
What are you guys' thoughts?
I didn't know there was a crease.
I said Greece, bro. I used
I kind of wanted them to. I kind of wanted them to continue Bayek's story, or what was the girl's name? I forget her name. At least continue their story, kind of take us down that route. But I guess they're gonna start over with somebody.
I mean, they've never really been. Well, yeah, I guess the original Assassin's Creeds did link together.
Yeah, they had that 3, yeah.
But they did the 3 with Ezio, yeah.
But since then they haven't had a connected Assassin's Creed game. I mean, they could still connect it in some way. I mean, you know, they could. I mean, even though it's set in Greece, it could still be the story of the same people. I mean, Greece isn't far from Egypt, so
I just think Bayek was one of their more stronger characters they've had. I
like Bayek
in a while.
I liked him.
Yeah, I think Greece would be interesting. I was hoping there were some rumors that it may be in like feudal Japan or something like that. I was kind of hoping that would come true.
Yeah. Do you think how actually something I just thought of is, you know, obviously you have Greek mythology and they used Egyptian gods in Assassin's Creed Origins. So do you think maybe you know, we would see some of that Greek mythology appear in the next game as well?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
that's probably why Greece would be a good setting.
They've always kind of done that. They've always kind of had some kind of, you know, god type of, you know.
Well, yeah, they've had that like that book
in the game,
but not actual like
Rome?
gods in the same
like
sense
Rome,
of like
something
the
like
Egyptian
that.
gods. Right?
Well, no, they had you know, mythical type of things in the other games too, but it wasn't like he said, like it wasn't like Origins where they had you know, these Egyptian gods and stuff. And I think they'll probably do Greek gods. You know, they'll do some stuff like that, and that'll be interesting. That'll definitely be.
Yeah, that will sell. That definitely will sell, man. That definitely will sell some.
Well, hey, they had their last outing, which is, you know, Assassin's Creed Origins was a great game. So I'm definitely looking forward to their next outing. I haven't even picked up the DLCs yet, but I've watched a couple of gameplay, you know, minutes of gameplay on Twitch, and I mean the DLC even looks good. So I'm gonna go back and play that.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I just booted it up, man, and damn, the game is smooth, looks beautiful, and I'm excited to get into it. I'll probably, you know, start it up after I play Far Cry 5.
You still haven't played that yet, man? Oh, man?
Nah, dude, because, you know, I've been busy, and whenever I like get some downtime, I just, you know, hop in and out of some like multiplayer games. So.
Hey, Dark, you getting Far Cry 5, right?
Of course, dude. I already pre-ordered it.
Why'd you?
Yeah, I already got mine downloaded too.
I got it downloaded, man. I got it ready to go day one so I can play it right as soon as it.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that shit, man. That game, you better be good. Anyways, though, moving on. EA's had a little secret seed team. They called it Seed, capital SEED. I forget what it stands for. Something about research and discovery. So the team showed off their project Pika Pika, which showed it used this ray tracing technology, and it's like self-learning AI, and it looked really, really cool. the some of the like shading and colors and stuff that they used were really cool looking. So what did you guys think about this?
Yeah, they showed this off at GDC, and this was definitely a perfect time for this. Kind of show this technology off.
What's that noise?
It looked. It's you eating peanuts over there, man.
Not me. I mean,
that's what Daz asked earlier. He's all like,
looks like somebody eating some. Like,
is Monkey eating nuts over there? I'm like, no, dude, I don't think.
I don't like nuts. Dark does.
Oh man, no, but wow. I think the Project Pika is very interesting, man. When I looked at it, I was like, wow, this is something definitely different. Especially to see EA kind of do something like this, it was just kind of like, okay, especially since they've been in the media, going, kind of being kind of. Trashed about and things like that, and they've been kind of like the worst company
the most hated company ever.
Yeah.
Well, this ray tracing, the ray tracing tech though that they actually use is from Microsoft. It's their technology though.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that one? Right. Did you see that one that demo they had? One of the guys that played the Lord of the Rings guy. Using the Unreal Engine, and he was like talking and they were showing like.
Andy Serkis. Yeah, I saw that.
I've seen that on there. It looks pretty cool. Like he was just, like talking, and was mimicking that alien. It looked pretty cool.
Well, this is like adaptive in-game AI. Like the AI getting smarter throughout the game or something like that? Is that what they're trying to lead to with this?
Well, they showed that, and then there's also like the ray tracing was like the textures and stuff, I believe, like how they showed like translucency and how like metallic color showed off and stuff, I think.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I got from like the video anyway.
And this kind of goes to show you that like they're doing some technology stuff with games and stuff, and they're doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, this kind of keeps
these games are going to be.
Puts me in the mind of I read something about or watched a video something about Activision coming out with a patent that would allow them to scale a game's difficulty based on what you're doing. And then that way they could try to offer you things to help
like
you.
A tailored experience.
Right. Yeah. And they could try to offer things throughout the game to help you out if they notice that you're having problems as a way to filter more microtransactions in the games. That kind of puts me in the mind of that. But if this leads to more, adaptive AI, that would always be fun. That would make games harder.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I think one of the things to take from this is just, games are going to look better. And with the whole AI system, I think in games such as, an Assassin's Creed or a Hitman or whatever, stealth games, in particular, AI could be a little amped up at times, like a little just smarter, sometimes they're kind of dumb, and you can just use in-game kind of tricks to work around AI that, maybe you're a little kind of cheat the game a little bit, but you really only cheating, like if you do that, obviously you're you want to do that, so I don't care, but so maybe with this adaptive AI, basically,
just make it so when I assassinate
act a little more human,
Yeah, just make it so that when I assassinate the guy right beside the other one, he actually hears it.
He doesn't just sit there and look at you like, hey, okay, go ahead.
Exactly.
No, man, that's not how it works.
Damn it.
Dude, you're an assassin. You're silent, bro.
I want to know if I'm right beside him. If I'm right beside him, you're going to hear something.
By the time he notices, I've already got a blade.
You see a whole crowd just looking at you like, go ahead, kill him.
No, you're absolutely right. You're gonna hear the body drop, or you're gonna hear
something.
Something, yeah. It's just hopefully with this technology they can kind of work that into gaming and make gaming more 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 engaging, not realistic. I was gonna say realistic, but more engaging. You hit that right on the point there.
Yeah. That's a good word, engaging. Anyways, though, moving on. Final topic of the night. We got a new Deadpool trailer and
snap!
Deadpool 2, and man, dude, this trailer. It had all the parts. Like, it was funny, and I just can't wait. Deadpool always makes me laugh, and it looked funny and had some badassery in it. So I'm excited. I hope it's
dude. Deadpool. Seeing this trailer for Deadpool 2, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into it. I'm not gonna get hyped, and then all of a sudden, he just started doing stuff, started saying things, and then Cable came out, and it was just like, oh man, I cannot wait for this movie, man. Deadpool, the first movie was just so fantastic. I love that movie. I love the comics. I used to read all the comics back in the day. I love Deadpool. I'm a huge fan of Deadpool. And just to see him on the big screen is fantastic. And Ryan Reynolds does such a fantastic job as
he does.
Him.
He's perfect that way.
And then them having like X-Force in this little trailer, that was awesome. I was like, dude, hell yeah, X-Force. That's what I'm talking about, Like, I was just like, I'm just excited. And then Cable being
Josh,
he kind of seemed like almost like a bad guy for a second. And I was just like, I don't know how they're gonna kind of throw this in there.
They should have had him more. They should have had Cable more beefier character. Because in his comic, he was a bigger guy. He was a muscular guy. He's a time traveler, basically, dude. He comes from the past. Shit, that's what he does.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see, man. I'm excited for the movie. Definitely gonna check it out.
Comes around my birthday.
I'm sure it'll be good. So, any other thoughts, boys, before we wrap this up? Nope. All right. Well, then let's get on into these outros, starting with you, Monkey Punch, our special guest, man. It was great to have you on again. And where can we find you?
I appreciate you guys having me again. You guys can find me on the Xbox, Monkey Punch 77. Same on PSN. Twitter, you can call me Monkey Baby. Daz, you know why? Because you told me to change my name on Twitter. Oh, yeah. And by the way, Daz, if you want a mic, get me a mic.
Damn.
Nice. All right. Well, Optimus, man, where can we find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Optimus. You can also find me at Xbox at the same name. You can also find me on the next podcast every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And Monkey, thanks for coming out, man. Absolutely a blast having you on here, dude. It was kind of a short notice, but you came through. Awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm always here, man. You ever need me, man? I'm here. I'm here every time you need me.
I always need you. It's just.
I can't live without you. I can't live without you, Monkey.
I love all you guys on this podcast, man. Every one of you guys. Since I just met Baines. Baines a cool guy. He played with me in Monster Hunter and helped me out. I appreciate it, man. Having friends in the community to play games with is awesome, man. Especially me and you guys. It's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Be on the podcast with you guys.
For sure.
Definitely, man.
And yo, Baines, where can we find you?
MBaines99, PlayStation, Xbox, and Twitter. And we appreciate Monkey coming through. Short notice, he came in the clutch, and we appreciate that. So, and we're out.
Yeah, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely share out the podcast for us because we really appreciate it. As for myself, Remix Essence across the board, you know where to find me. Let's play some games, and peace out, everybody.
First off, it was Crease, and now it's Puttin.